This is Coach Manny, targeted lead generation with live help on increasing your sales. Today's show sponsored by 90 Days to Your Success, how to build the discipline, energy, and process to get more done in 90 days than most people get done all year. Hey, it's exciting. It's our first show of the new year, and I'm fired up because we got great content today. And so it's your best source of business is your existing customers. Let me tell you a little story. I always like to start with a little story, and this is a great little story on exactly how this comes together. Jimmy and Amelia came in to talk with me the other day. Now, Jimmy and Amelia own a very successful printing business, and the business has been around for quite a while. This was their story. We sat down. Well, this is them telling the story, so let me put it in a scenario. Them telling the story. We sat down with one of our largest customers last week and came away totally excited, but not before we were totally shocked. So they continued to tell me the story about how they do about $100,000 a year with this customer, and they pay well. They love the work that these guys do for them, and so in this meeting with the customer, Amelia, just out of curiosity, asked the question, "Well, we love doing business with you, but can I ask you how much your organization actually spent totally on printing last year?" And the customer said, "No problem. Let me find out for you." And so she picks up the phone, the customer does, to call her CFO and talks to her CFO a minute. And then she comes back to Amelia and Jimmy and she says, "We did about 1.3 million." And so Jimmy says, I know my face dropped, right? I know my face dropped when I heard that. And, but I recovered quickly. Here was a customer who loved these guys, who these guys did great work for, who paid well, and all those things. And yet, that customer was spending 12 times as much on other companies doing the same, doing printing, as they were with these guys. Now, you could say, that sucks. But Jimmy said, hallelujah, right? Look at the opportunities we now have. The first question he asked the client at that point in the conversation was, how do we get the opportunity to work on some of the business we don't have? And the customer answered, hey, let me connect you with Henry. He's at extension 2891. He was just telling me the other day about how he was very unhappy with his printing results. I would have recommended you guys, but I didn't know you were looking for more business. Woo! Wow. Interesting story, right? Kind of gets your attention right from the start. Are you out there trying to get new customers? Are you spending a great deal of your time prospecting new business? Are you working harder and harder to get these new clients? And I know most of all of you out there would answer this question with a loud yes. But what did you just learn from the story I told you above? Could you be in the same position with many customers you have as Jimmy and Amelia? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Who am I? I'm Coach Manny, and I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to help business owners just like you increase your sales and build your business the way you always dreamed about. Helping you to find out what's holding you back from selling more, what's holding you back from growing more. Why are you not getting more business? Let's face it, there can be many reasons that that's happening in your business. But once we find them, we can design a solution that will really help you in building your business. And we help you build, where am I going? How am I getting there? And what am I going to do once I get there? It's about execution. We all have great ideas, but let me put this out there for you for 2019. I really want you in 2019 to take action. Everything you do, make it action oriented. So I just say, if you're struggling with generating business, connect with me. If your team's off peak, let's clean it up and either fix them up or replace them. And if you need to hire your first salesperson, or you need to rehire, let's need more business, let's connect. That's what I do. Go to our website, get on our list, and get a free book, which you know how I do those tips every day. I hope you listen daily. This book is just full of those words of wisdom for you. So get a free book out on CoachManny.com. The question for today: your best source of income is your existing customers. Are you working them? Are you working them as hard as you can? Are you working them as well as you should be? Please share this podcast with anybody out there, or the live broadcast that we're doing right now with anybody out there that you know. I'd like to welcome all our guests today. As always, it's so exciting to have you here on our weekly show at noon on Friday. And just so you know, once we're done here, for the members of the Entrepreneur Toolbox, which is our private Facebook group, we're going to continue and we're going to talk in more detail about what we're doing on this show. So I hope that you can join us there because you're a member. If you're not, we'll show you how to get there in a moment. Again, today, what's your best source of business? It's your existing customers. Yet so few people actually work them as well as they could. Are you out there trying to get new business? Are you spending a great deal of your time prospecting new business? Are you working harder to get new clients? And again, most of you would answer with a loud yes. You heard the story of Jimmy and Amelia, and if you didn't, go back to the beginning after the live broadcast, or if you're listening on a podcast, go back and listen again. Could Jimmy and Amelia be you? All right, let's go through. I'm going to share with you 3 points today about this. And point number 1 is, how much of your product, service, do your existing customers buy from people other than you? And I don't care if it's printing, as we saw in the example above, could be insurance, could be consulting, could be staffing, could be 100 other things. But you need to understand. In other words, we look often, how big's my market? Well, what you need to understand is, how big is my market within my existing customers? In other words, I want it all. I mean, that's the way I always look at it. I want it all. Jimmy and Amelia were very surprised at what they learned. Actually, in our conversation, they said they were shocked. They had no idea. But because we've taught them that sometimes you got to be just that fast on your feet, right? And you have to be able to make decisions quickly. They recovered and turned the meeting into a sales call. And talking to them afterwards, they actually did close that additional work. Now they're moving on getting, today they do 1/13 of the work there, or 1/12. Next year, who knows where they could be in that client alone. What about you? So your assignment here on is really simple for what I need you to do going forward. What I want you to do now is I want you to make a list, depending on how many customers you have. All right, if you're huge, like some of you are out there, you might have to make this list bigger. But I want you to take 10 of your top, take your top 10 customers, or if you're bigger, top 25 customers. And I want you to go out and I want you to ask this question, the same question that Jimmy and Amelia ask. I want you to ask them, let's say I'm in the insurance company, in the insurance business. Then I just say, you spent this much with us last year. How much does your organization in total spend on insurance? Interesting question. Or staffing. Let's say, you spent X number of dollars with us last year. How much does your organization spend on staffing last year total? Those are the key questions that if you get those answers, you're going to be amazed. And you're going to be able, part of what we try to teach you is, how do I get more business? How do I generate more leads? Well, today we're talking about generating leads within your customer base. Wow. Point number 2. Do you have more or do you have less business with your existing customers than you did last year? So, right now, 2018 has ended. I'm going to go back now and I'm going to say, here's 2017 and here's 2018. How am I doing by customer? This is one of those questions that so many companies fail to look at. We look at, okay, last year I did X, 5 million, and this year we did 5.6 million. We're up, yeah. And you should celebrate. You're up. Not as up as much as I'd like you to be, okay, because, we're looking always at double-digit growth and high double-digit growth, right? But so you say, okay, so we are up, but we miss what's really going on. And if we don't investigate and find out what customers we lost and what customers we're doing less business with, then we call it erosion of business takes place. So here's your second assignment. I know today is heavy on work for you. But if you can't do anything, then you can't make stuff happen, right? So this is good for you. First of all, get a list of the customers you had last year and this year. And your IT or anybody who's good with a spreadsheet in your organization, or perhaps you can do this. I just need a list of your customers, how much sales you had last year, how much sales you had this year, and what percentage they went up or what percentage they went down. So you can actually then sort this up and you can see, okay, let's say I sort it by percentage and I see that anybody who went up 100%, well, that's not true. I was thinking anybody who went up 100% is a new customer, but anybody who had no sales last year and has huge sales this year, yeah, I guess that's up 100%. They could they're considered new business. Anybody who went up over 100%, because you could have been doing 10,000 last year and done 50 with that customer. They went up 400%. You should know those things, right? I mean, they are critical, not just the downs, but the ups. Now, anybody who went down, and so last year you did more than you did this year, they're concerned. And those are the ones that you need to really identify and say, what is going on here? Why am I doing less? Now, let me also switch you to the other side. Those that you went up over 100% increase this year, that weren't new customers, but were existing customers that all of a sudden you're doing more work with, what about those guys and gals? Let's find out why. What happened? Did I hire a new super rep that did that? Did something happen? Because if I did 10,000 last year with somebody and this year I did 50, there has to be a reason. I like to think it's because we're a great company, we have a great product, we do sales. And the reason I need to know that is because if I went up last year, is it possible I could go up again this year? Wow. Now, if you go back to number one in today's equation and you start working that, you're going to see a lot of this start to happen. I can tell you, I have worked with companies and we have skyrocketed the sales 80, 100% increase in a few years just by working this process. And I'm not talking about per customer, I'm talking about for the company. Right? That's the kind of things you can have, especially if you have a large customer base and you start selling that customer base other stuff, you are rocking. And if you watch our thing on referrals and you use that piece too, wow, you never know what you can do there, right? That's what makes this so exciting. All right. Point number 3. We'll go right on to point number 3 here in a minute. Just let me take a moment for our sponsor, 90 Days to Success. What if you could get things done faster, more consistently, and you could get greater results? Is that something that you're interested in or what? Increasing your sales, getting things done that'll help you build your business, getting more productivity from your teams, including your sales team, all resulting in you having more time for you, your family, and the things you love to do. Somebody taught me years ago, when the top line is rocking, everything else seems to work its way out. The result is you have more time for you, your family, and the things you love to do. You are only 90 days away from extraordinary results. 90 days to your success is a tool that we have. It's a tool that we built. It helps you get more done in 90 days than most people get done the entire year. When you think 3 months and what you can get done, it's so easy to get your hands around it. Successful people do more by noon, right? Those of you out there, many of you, do more by noon than most people do all day long. Well, 90 Days to Success is a way you can rack that up even further. Get more done, have more free time, dump much of the frustration, perhaps, that you've been dealing with. So, let me put that link out there for you. I want to just share this with you. And let me put it out here. There we go. 90 Days to Success. Okay. So that's the link. It actually, if you can't get there, just go out to our webpage. There it is. I was wondering if it was going to come out. It's also on our webpage, so don't worry about it. Anyhow, Let's go on to point number 3. If you hear that, that's my dog. Oh, he's having a bird now, and he's messing with my recording. Oh, well. He'll get over it one way or another. Anyhow, point number 3. When was the last time you worked on selling your existing customers? I bet your competition was there not long ago. Interesting, right? I bet your competition was trying to sell your customers, and I can bet on it. Because I'm trying to sell your other people's customers all the time, right? And so are you. I bet your competition is knocking on their door, giving them options, wanting them badly. Yet, you might be going on day after day, not paying a whole lot of attention to it. And that's where we get burned. Remember what I always say, and so many sales teachers do. People buy you. Okay? Let's just make sure we understand. People buy you. So make sure that you are connecting. Point is, how much sales are you doing to your existing base? I have helped organizations to do major increases in total sales by working their base. And in many cases, you can do 50 to 100% more business. So I want to make sure that your third assignment here, your third assignment is really simple. I want you, and you should already have this, I understand, and many of you probably already do, but I got to make sure. Make sure you're connecting with your customers on a regular basis. Take and create a schedule. Use your CRM, use Outlook, use something. As your business grows, this is one of the things that kicks us so badly is we forget. And you know what? I've been doing business with you for 10 years. You cannot forget me, no matter how big you grow. That's so critical. So make sure you schedule this. Make sure you're connecting with your key customers. And I know we can't connect with every customer, but every customer that you don't want to lose, you better find some way to connect. Again, we always ask, why are you working so hard on prospects and on people you don't even know and ignoring those who love you and know you do great work? Start working your customers, upsell, resell, and expand. And go listen to some of our other stuff in those areas. It's really good. So I hope you've enjoyed today. I want you in our private Facebook group, the Entrepreneur Toolbox. We're leaving here right now, and we're going over there to teach for a little while. Learn more at CoachManny.com. Click on the Entrepreneur Toolbox. It's not just that you learn more here. There's so much you get with a membership. And I'm going to share that link with you right here. You can always get it from our website, but let me just share that with you right here. All right, so that's out there. That is the Entrepreneur Toolbox, and it is a great place for you to be. So, thanks for hanging out with me today. Love to hear from you. You know how to get a hold of me. Just go to the website, CoachManny.com. Email me. Text me, call me. I want to connect with you. I want you to be doing business with us because you're out there and perhaps you're working with other people who are helping you in the sales process. I want to take all your business in that area because I think we have the best program to help you in increasing your sales. Hey, thanks for being with us. I hope you've learned a great deal. I hope this has been a great education process. Thank you. And I will see you again next week for most of you. And I'll see you in about 2 minutes on our private Facebook group, the Entrepreneurs